Hi, I'm just saving on. I don't feel like setting up the camera. If you've been watching some of my videos, you know Smokey back here. I made a stream error and I sold the. Hi, TJ. How you doing? I sold the female, and he became very, very stressed, unhappy. I tried to get the female back, but it turns out they're breeders, and it turns out the bird he was attached to turns out to be a male. She told me this morning that he's been trying to breed some of their birds, but he's bonded to that bird. So Friday he goes back to the that because I tried to get that other one back, but they don't want to give it up, but they were willing to give their baby. They had three choices that were ready to basically go. One of them is handicapped. Its one wing is shorter than the other. It is a normal gray. On it has its feet, but the nails are missing. I originally chose that one, but then she called, said the kids were attached. Would I be willing to choose another one? I says, well, I don't want to take their pet bird from them. I'll just pick out another one. So I told her, I says, I contacted her and I says, look, I get paid Friday. Um, can I come pick up the bird and bring you down Smoky? That's when she told me they thought she was female too because of the bars down below, and they said they don't think so. They think it's male because it's been trying to breed their females. But he still needs to get back with them. So I says, are they tame? And they were going to bring all three up to me, let me interact with them. But I says, well, wait, no, there's no point bringing all three up. It turns out the kids have lost interest in that handicap one. I says, I kind of wanted the handicap one. I don't need to see the others. I'd rather just take the handicap one. I'm fine if it's handicapped. Hi, Diana. I was just telling TJ I get my new bird Friday. But it comes with a story. Um, I had sold what I thought was a female, and he's been stressing. He's got stress feathers. He he's just not doing well. He needs to get back with that bird. Well, originally had chosen a handicap bird from him, but the kids had gotten attached. So we were talking about 10 minutes ago, making arrangements and where we can meet. And she says, I could bring all three birds to you so you can interact. I says, no, because we're going to be meeting in a parking lot and we don't want birds to get loose. Um, she sent pics with them holding it. And I said, that's fine. Even if it's not, it's a baby. Much easier to tame than a 4-year-old little guy who just don't want to be quiet. She suspects it's male. It's really too young to tell. I think it's male too. Probably have a DNA test done on it instead of waiting to, because I'd have to wait till it molts for the first time to. Hi, Diana. Um, to tell, and so I got to figure out a neutral name. So be looking for a giveaway where I'm allow my subs to choose the new bird's name. I will put that in a later post. Hi, Judy. I was telling everybody, I'll recap. Basically, he's going back to his, what we thought was the female, and I'm getting the baby, but the kids that got attached to the first one that I wanted, but now they're not so attached. And yes, I could choose one of the normal ones that's got everything, but I kind of want the handicap one. I mean, how it's handicapped is not going to be a real issue. It's got one shorter wing than the other. It's missing the nails on its feet. But I had an African gray that way too. Although its wings were normal. Hi, Cindy. Hi, Dad. Everybody. So yeah, it is coming. And she told me, she says, we thought that one we bought from you just winged. It's just winged. It is just winged. It's eating food now. This is why I had to wait till the first to make sure it was eating really good. They tell me he eats like a pig. They think it's a male, but at this stage, it's really, really young. Just we, so we can't tell. I could wait till molts when it's older because it is a normal gray. They had two. Yeah, but he's got all kinds of stress feathers, Judy. The people I got him from weren't quite honest. He's been used to being with in an aviary where there were several cockatiels, so he's not one happy little guy. He's got a lot of stress feathers. Other than that one time he kind of flew to me. It was on my hand. He's been avoiding me. I can still get on my hand. He's cage bound. But when he does come out in the evening, he gets on top of there. If I can make him fly, clip wings or not, he can fly. He'll land usually in the closet. Yesterday it was behind my computer. Then if I offer my hand like this, not like this, like you would a normal bird, he won't do it. If I go like this, then he'll step up. And as long as I don't move, he'll stay. So I told him, I says, I've been trying to work with him. I says, he does bite. If you try just to put your hand up, he will bite you. I says, he used to draw blood on me. I think he's learned it doesn't do any good. I mean, birds bite. You own birds, are going to bite. I don't care how tame they are, they're going to bite. I've been bitten by African grays. Yeah, that one time I went with my friend Cookie to this house. The guy probably shouldn't have had a bird. The bird had behavioral issues with biting. Really, really bad. They were shocked when we got the bird on our hands, not biting. I spent the night with her. I was going to let it out of the cage. I went to give it a step out, and it grabbed me right here. It took a chunk out of my skin, and he was trying to get out. I said, oh, no, you don't. And I shoved it back inside. I said, if you can bite, you ain't coming out. So I've been bit by birds. He still bites, but he's not biting me as hard and drawing blood like he did when I first got him. So that is an improvement. I think it's more bluffing, like, go away. He's thinking, oh, you're not going away. I bite, but you don't go away. And then he'll step up. I did get him to step up when he was on his cage yesterday, which he didn't like. Because I just told him, they come, Diana, they're not they live longer than a parakeet. A parakeet will live maybe 10 years. A cockatiel, anywhere from 20 to 30 years, depending on the care they get. Your African grays live to 50, but on the average, you talk about 20, 25 years. The reason I decided on getting a cockatoo at 65, if I got an African gray or cockatoos, which is what I really, 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 really want. Not for birds, honey. Your macaws, they can live up to 100 years. Your African gray, your cockatoos, they live up to 50, 60 years. That's why I decided on a cockatiel, because they have a much shorter lifespan. That with a gray, it would probably outlive me, and I don't trust anybody with my birds. I learned my lesson on that. I mean, I had bought this African gray named Jojo. No, not when. Let me tell you a story. I bought Jojo from this breeder before it even hatched out of the egg. I paid the bird off. She knew what this gray was. It was a bird that people just dream of owning. And you're lucky if you get a bird like that once in a lifetime. She tried to ghost me. And so I emailed and I says, look, I saved every email, pictures you sent me, everything. If you don't send me the bird, I'm going to contact your local district attorney, send in the receipts I paid for this bird, everything. You will go to jail for fraud. So she says, oh, well, you want a new female and this is a male. I said, I don't care, I want it. Oh, well, it's missing fingernails. I said, I don't care, I want it. So she shipped it to me. And I thought it was a male for the longest time, and I had named it Jojo. I had it DNA sex, and it turned out it was female. I contacted the place she used, and they says, no, she brought in 2 birds, rather. The gray was a female, the other one was a male. So the woman had lied. When I first came, some of you may know I had came homeless. I had to do something with my bird, and I was paying to have her boarded out at a bird store till I find a place or whatever. So then my brother says, oh no, bring it down here. I'll take care of it till you get on your feet. Big mistake. I should have went to my bird club. Any one of those members would have took the bird, kept it for long as I needed. I didn't do that. I thought I could trust my brother. No. I took the bird in to avian vet to have it checked to make sure she was healthy, because birds tend to hide their illnesses because they're not like a dog or a cat that's been domesticated for hundreds of years. That little guy right there is just as wild, has the same instincts that his wild counterpart in Australia have. Straight up. And the reason why they make such good pets is because they're flock birds. They really don't like living alone, so you become their flock, per se. And yeah, I hear you. About a month later, he calls me. It was never, hey, I'm sorry. This is what happened. He just, sorry, your bird's dead. I went off. I did not talk to my brother for months. And even when my sister was alive, and she wanted she just got diagnosed with Lou Gehrig's disease. Let me tell you something. The doctor told me I had Lou Gehrig's disease tomorrow. I'd commit suicide. I really would. It's like going to bed. You can walk. The next morning, you got no use of your legs. It's not the muscles. It's what affects. Anyways, that's another. Yeah. Then he says, "Oh, I'll get you another one." Well, that went out the window. I even tried a week ago. Look, I says, I found a breeder of African grays. I can get one for $500. He still wouldn't do it. Um, he didn't think I'd find out. He didn't think I'd find out. But he did cause the bird's death. He left BBs around the place. He let JoJo out without picking those up. And apparently she consumed some. Instead of rushing to her vet, he just ignored it and she died. So when my sister wanted me to come, I was not going to go because Tim was going to be there. My brother that killed my bird was going to be there. But the family was getting on me and they says, "We'll never forgive you. You know, Susan's dying. This is what she wants." So I went up. The whole time I was up there, I did not talk to him. And at one point they were going to a lake and Tim told my mom, "Well, I don't want Linda coming." So long story short, even today, I did eventually start talking to him, but the trust I have in him is gone. It will never come back. It will never come back. I mean, when JoJo, it was always me and JoJo. I would work night shift so I could be with my bird. I come home in the morning. I go to bed. I feed her. I clean her cage. I go to bed. JoJo would escape her cage, come walking across the floor, climb up the bed, and lay right next to me and cuddle, which sounds real cute, except if I had rolled over. So I had to put a lock on her door, but she wouldn't make a sound until she seen that I woke up. I wouldn't date anybody. There was no men in my life. I didn't date anybody. It was just me and JoJo. In fact, the last place I boarded her out, they were afraid of her. Apparently, she tried to JoJo tried to attack the workers. And when I went to pick her up, they brought her in a big old basin thing, and they had her. He had her extended out like this, like he was afraid of her. I reached down, I picked her up, I turned her around. She saw me. She goes, "Oh, mama, mama!" And they were shocked because she was getting all excited. And her JoJo's kisses, she take her beak and rub me on the cheeks, and I was picking her up to take her to California at the time. I'm to where did Tim live? Anyway, so take him to yeah. So yeah, it was a shame, Judy. There will never be a bird like JoJo. I kind of moved away from birds for a while because how could I ever replace JoJo? When I came to take care of my mother, I decided to get another bird. And yes, I would love to have another gray, but it wouldn't be JoJo, number one. It would outlive me, and I don't trust Tim with, or any of my family with my birds. So I wanted to get a bird that I had a chance to outlive. That wouldn't be such an issue. Hence the cockatiels. Yes, we did, Diana. Diana, let me tell you something. You may not realize this because if you're not a bird person, TJ, we were real bonded. Yeah, Judy, you can't replace them. The reason why I don't get another, JoJo was an exceptional bird that true bird owners, true bird people, true parrot people like myself dream of owning and may never own, get lucky enough to have one like that. I was lucky enough to get one like that. So yeah, it really pissed me off. And then when I was with my boyfriend, he didn't like, and that's one of the reasons we broke up, and I told him, I says, I'm tired of waiting on you. You're lazy. You don't want me having birds. And that's one of the reasons I cut him loose to come up here, take care of my mother. Because I could have gone, and he ain't dealing with the breakup too well. He just sent me $25. I had to tell him, I says, look, we will never get back together. That's not happening. I says, for one, I don't want no man in my life ever again. I was actually married twice. My first husband, I was miserable. Married to the fool for 9 years. I hated it. I felt like I was trapped. I felt suffocated. He went to go to work one day. I said, have a nice day at work. He left. I packed up my stuff. I put it in the car. I didn't even get out of town. Of course, you're talking Gabs, 300 population, if you count the dogs and the cats and the horses. You never forget them, Judy. You know, if you got that one special dog or cat or bird or even fish, whatever, you don't forget them. You know, I was lucky when I came up here to take care of my mother. I had an issue of my dog. But she's doing great. She's still living at the house that caught fire at. The other tenants have her. She's become like a house dog. Although technically she's Jeremy. Like when I moved back to California, I can go see that dog. I can go see Bridget anytime I want. I can take her out for walks. That's not a problem. In fact, before I came up here, I went over there to see her. They keep me updated with pictures. A friend of mine who lived there, she goes over there and gets Bridget, takes her over to her house, and they play, and it takes her for walks. Then they take her back. She's happy as a lark. They did tell me at first she kept running up to the porch, the house part where it caught fire. But I think she accepted the fact, okay, they're not here. These are my people now. I don't live in that house no more. So she don't. And she's got so many freaking dog beds. She's got a dog bed outside. She's got a dog bed in one of the tenants' rooms. And she's got a dog bed in the kitchen. In fact, when I lived there and had her, she had 3 doggy beds and they went up in smoke that I didn't buy. The guy who has Bridget bought it. Yes, Judy, they do. They spoil her. They keep me up. In fact, they come and says, what shots did she have? We forgot. I said, she's had all her shots. She's just due to have her rabies. Well, they didn't want to take a chance, so they took her to the vet and had all the shots done over again. Because I nearly lost her when she was, what, a year old? 2 years old? When we first moved there, she caught polvo. Hauled her to the vet. They didn't want to treat her because they didn't want to take payments. And what kills a dog with polvo is not the polvo itself. It's because they can't keep nothing down. They become hydrated. Like the vet said, all you can do is to support them while they go through it. She didn't want to, the bitch didn't want to do that. So I went down and I got some electric lights. I went to the bird store and got a syringe that you feed baby birds with. And let me tell you something, every 2 hours, 24 hours a day. I would set the alarm clock every 2 hours. Just giving her drops, literally drops, so she wouldn't throw it up. She survived it. Now, vet told me, says, because she's had polvo and survived it, she does not have to have the polvo shot. She will never get it again. But the people who have her, they says, we didn't want to take a chance. We told the vet we wanted her to have the pelvic shot anyways. So she got the pelvic shot. But we had several vets tell us, no, she doesn't have to have it because she's had pelvic. Okay, Diana. Catch you later. You guys will get to name the bird. You guys got to get to name the bird. And I will be making a separate video on that. We don't know if it's male or female. We suspect it's male, but we're not sure. It's, like I said, it's too young to know right now. But I will be, when it Rise Friday, I will be doing a video and I will be asking my subs to pick some names for the bird. Then I will number them. And then, 10 days later, I'll do a number generator. And whoever wins, that will be the bird's name. And they will get a diamond painting gift certificate from, this has to be in the U.S., from my friend. Oh, what? I can't remember the name of the company. So anyways, I will be doing a video on that. And the name will come to me. And the winner, the name will be chosen. They will get a gift certificate from that company. They will, and that will be the bird's name. You guys think that would be fun to do? I just thought maybe my sons would like a hand in naming my new bird. So, do you think that'd be fun? That'd be a cool thing for me to do? Because I really would like my subs to help me choose the name. And it turns out the bird they had bought from me, thinking it was female, they said, that can't be female. And I says, why? She says, we just caught him yesterday trying to breed one of our birds. I says, really? Because they had the bars down the feathers. I says, I found out later from the people I got it from, did some lying, that she had a habit of plucking. Is she plucking? Yeah, it did pluck a little bit. So it's stressing out. I says, I'm going to send the mail. And I says, that one toy I will send to him down with him because he doesn't play with toys, but he has this one toy that's like, he has like little bars that go across. He likes to sleep on that. That's where he sleeps every night. So I can get another one. So I'm going to send that down with him. I says, I might get into the toy box because I got bird toys coming out the yang yang, and send some more toys down with him. Not that he plays with them. He generally ignores them. Hi, DP, Coloring Corner. How you doing? If you just come in, I was telling everybody I got a new bird coming in Friday. It is handicapped. It's got one wing shorter than the other. It is missing some nails. I don't think it will be able to fly. They told me they did clip the other wing. I think they might have did it so the bird has some balance. I won't know if it could fly to molts and get a full set of wings if the one shorter wing is going to affect it from flying. I suspect it will. It may not be able to fly straight, so I might have to keep this bird's wings constantly clipped. Its nails, it has the feet, but the nails are gone. Don't have to clip the nails like you do his. And I told her, I said, you might want to take him to vet to be his nails clipped because, or have some quick stop because his nails are really dark, so you can't see the vein. So you got to be careful of clipping his nails. I says, I'll let you guys do that because I haven't ordered some quick stop and I really don't want to do that unless I got quick stop right there. Because there's like an artery that goes into that nail, and if you accidentally clip it, the bird is going to bleed heavily, and you got to have quick stop to put on it because that will stop the bleeding. The same with clipping their wings. So, like this Friday, I'm going to be ordering stuff. Yeah, Angie, I am too. Like I was, some of you just came in. You might want to watch the replay. I told the story of my African gray JoJo and how my brother caused her death and how it affected my brothers and my relationship. You know, the trust is like so gone and never will come back. Why I chose to get a teal instead of gray, because your cockatiels, man, they go for $300. Now, your grays, a lot of places they're wanting like $6,000 now. Although I did find one breeder wanted $5 for some, and I think it was some he didn't sell. They're a little older, and that's why he's got them discounted. Because he has some others there were for $1,000, $2,000. I almost bought it, but I says no because it's going to outlive you. What's going to happen to the bird when you're gone? You can't trust your brother. You don't want it to end up going to a rescue or going from home to home to home to home. The only reason he's going and not buying one to put him in there is he's got stress feathers. He's too attached to the bird I did sell. Oh, I got somebody really mad at me the other day. I'm sorry she couldn't deal with the truth, but the truth is the truth. I ran up on this video. The woman had a cockatoo, supposedly a rescue. It has some behavioral issues. This bitch, she takes it to the vet, wanting them to dope up the bird and keep the bird doped up. And the vet says, no ethical vet will do that. It would dope up your bird. You can't do that. And I says, look, if you can't deal with his issues that you feel, I says, first of all, trying to dope up a bird because it's having issues because your husband's afraid of it because it tries to bite him, that's not the answer. You need to work on the bird biting. I says, in other words, put the bird in a neutral area, have your husband give it the food instead of you. But I says, if you can't deal with it, hire a professional to deal with it. If you can't do that, I says, girl, maybe you're just not a person for birds. Maybe you shouldn't have one. Well, she got irate about that one. And she gave me a nasty message. And I says, I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings. She says, well, I saw you telling you give away your bird and trading your bird. I says, yeah, for a reason. I says, the only way I says, he bites. I wouldn't get rid of him because he bites. I says, I'm simply returning him to the bird he was with originally. So the stress feathers will stop. And the only way they're going to stop is if getting him back with that bird. Well, the people, my first instinct was to get that bird back. They're breeders. They don't want to. They figure out he's a male. They don't want to give him up. But they said we were willing to trade you a baby for him. So I said, okay. Well, I picked a handicap one. For those who just came in, it's one wing is shorter than the other wing, and it's missing the nails on its feet. They would probably have a hard time selling that. I mean, that's not going to really hinder the bird. He should be able to perch, fly. They clipped its wings. I'm going to have to wait till it molts and see if it can fly. If it can fly, fine. Then I'll teach it free flight, Lisa here in the room or in the house. If not, then I'll have to keep it clipped so the bird is balanced. I'm not going to know that for a period of time. And like I told everybody, there's going to be a contest. Because probably not Friday, probably Saturday. Because honestly, when I go get the bird and I bring it home, I'm going to kind of want to get it to bond with me. Yes, honey, Angie, I have. I have had birds since I was 13 years old. I can tell you who first discovered the parakeet in Australia, a Dr. Gould, Gould, way back in the 1800s. He brought them back to England, and at that time they were $500. Only the rich had them. Now you can get them for $20, $30. But they're very fragile birds. People get mad, especially if they have parakeets. I was in a pet store one time, and guys buying his kid a bird. Never had one before. I tried to talk him into the cockatiel. I said, look, your parakeets are fragile birds. They cannot tolerate first-time bird owners' mistakes. You put that bird near a draft, it's going to get sick and it's going to die. He wouldn't listen. I got an argument with some workers that says, first of all, those parakeets are not babies. No, they're not. I says, look at the top of their head. A parakeet, the more lines he has on his head, the younger the bird is. As they get older, the lines start to disappear, and they end up like halfway down his back. I said, those birds are at least 10 months old. A parakeet at 10 months, if it's a male, I don't pronounce it right, it's C-E-R-E, seer, it will turn blue. Oh, Judy, I'm tired. How's your birds? Your teals, are they getting tamed? I tried to message you to find out. Are they doing any good about getting tamed? I couldn't believe how hard you had a time in San Diego finding one. Yeah. If I could get this bird and put it with him, I wouldn't trade. I would just buy one off of her. But I'd be risking that he wouldn't accept the bird. He could tuck. There's a lot of issues. You just don't want to put a bird in with another bird. I don't have an extra cage to keep them separated. It'd be easier to get him down to her. But it turns out, Judy, the one I sold, it ain't a female. Despite the bars on its tail, it's a male. Hold on a minute. She said they caught it breeding one of its birds. What's the explain why the past owner did get no eggs? But she's plucking. I says she's going to be much happier with him down there, and then you'll have another bird you could use for breeding. And don't be surprised if I end up buying another one off of you. She's got babies. They just hatched. But like I said, we think this one's a male. We don't know. She suspects it's male. I could get the female, which is quieter. What? What's all the fussing? The door's open. If you want out, you can come out. If you're in there, you choose to be in there. Don't yell at me. Thank you. He'll do that. If he sees me on the computer, if he sees me on the phone or anything, he'll really start getting vocal. What? I know I should be smoking in here with birds. It's really a no-no. Let me put this out. That's not good for birds. Yeah, he's a pretty boy. Yes, you are. Sometimes it sounds like he's saying, yeah, well, the male and the females, like your grays and your normal color cockatiels, will have orange cheeks, but the males will be a much brighter. Now, if you get like all yellow one or all white one, you'll have to have it DNA sex, but you're not going to be able to tell unless you catch it breeding with a female or a male breeding with her. Um, they have to be DNA sexed, but certain ones, yeah, you could tell by the cheek, the orange on their cheek. If it's a male, it'll be a lot brighter orange. Now there's a parrot. Oh, I know I don't pronounce it right. Epulus. Anyways, they actually thought the male and the female were two separate breeds because normally a male is going to be prettier than the female. In this case, it isn't because the female is red and blue. The male is green. Um, Scientists later discovered no, they're the same breed. It's just the male's green. Like your cockatoos. You know what? She's a bird person. See, people who don't have birds, what they don't, and what my ex-boyfriend didn't understand, it's not that I like birds. That is part of who I am. It's part of my identity. For me, not to have birds, it's like something is missing from me. And I got to get that one YouTuber. I know he has a bird because I can hear it in the background. I told him, I says, show us your bird. Show us your bird. I want to see your bird. But yeah, they're just a part of who I am. But Judy, how's it going with your cockatiel? Is it getting any tamer? Because I know you got a bird that's about the same time I did. Judy, it just sometimes takes time. I can get him tamed, but this particular bird, it'll take months, and he's always going to be stressed out. I'm just worried that he'll start to pluck. I see you stretching your wings. If you want to fly, come out of the cage and fly. Except wings or not, he can fly. What? Really? Anyways, if anybody is not subscribed, be sure you hit the subscribe button. And I will catch you guys later. And remember, Saturday, I'm coming out with a special giveaway. You guys get to choose my new bird's name. So for now, I am going to end the live and see about getting him out. He's going to have a fit till I do. So I will catch you all later. Bye-bye.